Hello everyone, Yorkshire AV here again, and another video today of the HiFi Rose RA180 amplifier. We've stumbled across something which we didn't read in the manual, something which we didn't find online on their website, but via the App Store. And that is that there is an actual application for the RA180, which is called RoseAMPConnect. Here it is. And what RoseAMPConnect gives you is remote configuration and interaction with key functions and features, i.e. the input selector and volume control. Everything else is still has to be interacted with manual dip switches and with the actual dials, because much like the remote control, you can't interact with those via the remote. You can only change input selector and obviously volume control. But it does give you some more information around the amplifier, and you're able to do other things that you can't otherwise do without the app, which, in my opinion, should be better documented. So hopefully this video acts as just a little short 5-minute video in terms of what to do and how to do it. So how do we access the Wi-Fi? Install the app first and foremost. If you look on the App Store, we're an iOS user here, RoseAMPConnect. Power the amplifier on and hold down the power button for 10 seconds. When you release the power button, the lighting behind the volume control starts to flash. And at that point, the amplifier itself creates an actual SSID, which is like RoseAMPConnect. In your phone, you will connect to the device itself, and then you'll launch the application. Now, it'll look like this, but without the RA180, and you'll press register device. When you press register device, it tells you what to do. Hold down the button for 5 seconds or so, and connect to the device. Yes, do that, and then obviously you'll then see on here a list of your local Wi-Fi networks. Select your Wi-Fi network and press connect. It'll then pop back to this screen where you then see the actual devices that are in your local network as far as amplifiers are concerned. So we can now select that, and from within the app we can now select inputs. We can change the volume control. We've got obviously the current state. So as an example, my preamplifier section at the moment is turned off, and it's off on here. Now if I turn this on, the app doesn't dynamically update, but if I press refresh, you'll see the toggle switch is now set to on. Set to bypass, still shows as bypassed. Refresh the app and it's now turned off. So that's obviously quite helpful in terms of feedback. It tells you what you've got set up, moving coil. It tells us what control we've got in terms of the phono preamp. So again, we have got some feedback in terms of what's going on with the amp itself, but this is all passive information. We can't interact with this and make it do stuff. Bridge mode, it tells you which bridge mode you're in, if any at all, BTL or biamping. Tells you which output selector. Again, you can't interact with this, but it does toggle based on the changes you make on the physical unit itself. And also then you demo your subsonic and your attenuation if you're running that. You have got the option to power it on and off, and you also have information in terms of what is its firmware, what's its current state. And we can see the current state again back to the screen we saw a second ago. Volume, motor, speed, so we can change and give ourselves maybe a bit more resolution on the actual motor itself for the volume, and turn that down from 16 to maybe 8. We can also set the maximum output level. So at the minute it's set to maximum output, we can change that. So if we've got sensitive speakers, we can obviously, without being in attenuation mode, change the max performance the amp's going to output. Standby mode settings, it's in power save, but you can always have it on full power. Bypass lock setting. So do we want to be able to disable the bypass power amp function or bypass preamp function? Basically you turn that knob down to on, and this becomes a 400 watt per channel power amplifier. quite a scary knob to press if you've got little ones around who unknowingly change your amplifier to a power amp. The first time you connect a source and some speakers, it gets pretty noisy pretty quickly. So again, that's quite a nice feature that you might want to work with. And then last but not least, what timing mode you want for it turning itself off, and obviously if there's any updated firmware, it would tell you in here as well. So RoseAMPConnect, hold down the power button for 10 seconds once it's powered on, connect to the actual wireless name it gives you, configure the amplifier to connect to your network, and you get a bit of IP control over the amp itself. Quite a nice feature, interesting feature, and hopefully something that you might find useful going forward. Thanks for watching, and speak to you all soon. Thanks.